Hi, everyone. We will get started shortly. Hi, Lara. Seems like it's not letting me connect with you. Let me try adding and inviting Lara again. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We'll get started shortly. There we go.
There
Hi, Lara.
we go. There's always
There's always something, the highs and lows of technology. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. Hi everyone. You know, we're
Great.
getting it in. It's crazy. It's my lunch break.
Yes.
I'm in my car, so you
I
know.
love it. I feel like this fits into basically what this conversation is going to be. It's going to be a brief but impactful one. I would love to just kick it off by introducing myself. My name is Danielle Johnson. I'm the president of the junior board for 3.5 Acres Yoga. And if you haven't visited our Instagram or visited her Instagram before, this is Lara Land, the founder of 3.5 Acres Yoga. Lara, I'd love if you could introduce yourself, reintroduce yourself to our community today.
Yeah, thanks Danielle. First of all, it's awesome to see you. I'm always happy when I get to see you, and forming the junior board and electing you the president was probably my shining accomplishment for Thay in the last years. I'm really serious.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
you all are doing an amazing job. And, you know, kind of learning together as you go, which is really inspiring. And people should think about, I saw someone wrote they love Thay. People should think about applying to join the junior board. You guys are doing great things. So I just wanted to say that. And as you said, I am the founder and executive director of 3.5 Acres, founded, I think officially in 2015, but it was really like 2014 when the brainchild was happening. I'm also, a trauma sensitive yoga teacher and yoga teacher trainer. I wrote a book on the subject. I have a lot of certifications that will bore you all. You can probably read in my bio, mindfulness, for trauma sensitivity. And I'm now working in a school with kids who have
Amazing.
trauma. So that's why we're in a car today.
I love it. I love it. And in addition to all of those things, you're also a wife and a mother. And so, like, a part of this conversation is just the entrepreneurship that goes into running your own organization. So I would love to dive into that first and foremost because 3.5 Acres Yoga is a branch of Lara Land Yoga as well. But we know that 3.5 Acres works to bring trauma-informed yoga to nonprofits, organizations that need it, whether that be local right in our backyard, like Harlem Grown, Mount Sinai. We know that there is other needs out there, which is why there's also a branch in DC that you started. So just take us back as you can in the time we have to 2014, when Thay was incepted, and why we know that the need was there, but why you were the one to bring the need to the forefront of people's minds.
Oh, wow. I think, oh, that's such a interesting and tough question. It's like if you can do something, if you see a gap and you have the skills to help fill it, and you have the people around you that you can draw in. I mean, I certainly didn't have all the skills, but at that time, I had a yoga studio and I had like someone in mind that was a lawyer that I thought would be great
Hmm.
to start the board. We had a lawyer on the board. We had someone specifically that worked in grants as her like real job, and then came on and did it as a volunteer for us. So there was a lot. I was like, the resources were there and I was committed to the community, which was very important to me also. Like, I didn't want to start something where I'd be like in and out. So I've
Mhm.
seen that happen, and you can really re-traumatize through abandonment. It's a big
Mhm.
issue.
Mhm.
So, I felt committed and I said, let's go for it.
And I love that because starting in the community of Harlem, you've created such a beautiful network of supporters and say teachers. Myself, I know I went through the 3.5 acres yoga program for the trauma informed training back in 2020 after I had just finished my 200 hour. And so I think that it's a great reminder to anyone listening now or listening later that, as Laura said, if there is a connection that you have to anything, whether it be working with the trauma informed population or just wanting to inform yourself. I know for me, I started because I wanted to do more accessible yoga, and that is a branch of trauma informed yoga. And so I think that it's important for people to realize that this is a very large tree with multiple branches that can be explored, which segueing into what we have going on this weekend, starting on Saturday, our next trauma informed training. And I was trying to, I know in the time that I've been a part of the junior board, at least like 3 years, there have been at least 6 or more trainings. So I can only imagine how many you've done in the time that you were founded.
Yeah, I've led a lot of trainings and they're always different. Like I'm always adding on something new, updating, learning from each other. We have a manual and it's just like always growing because the needs change and the landscape changes and what we have to talk about changes. So it's kind of awesome. Yeah, we've done at least 2 a year
Mhm.
since the beginning, and some years we've done up to 3 or 4.
Wow.
And we've trained people from all over the world, which is amazing. I think the training it does really well over the computer because we're not using touch. We're talking about how to share material without touching people or being on top of people. So it's perfect to learn that way. And
Mhm.
yeah, it just keeps growing. We've been bringing in more teachers, not just me blabbering the whole time. So bringing in more experts, and we have advanced training now that's kind of run through like a automated program that you can join. So if you complete the training and you're hungry for more, you can go on and continue to benefit from like the new pieces that we keep adding.
That's awesome. And I feel like this fits into your philosophy of why you started, say, of not a dip in and dip out. Like, this is really an opportunity for you to grow as a yoga practitioner, whether you're someone like me who had just only done a 200 hour, or you're somebody who has done a 500 hour. Or I imagine if you just want to refresh yourself, maybe you haven't done the trauma informed training for a while. And as you mentioned, there's always something new happening. So strongly encourage anyone listening today to either take this as a sign that now is the time to sign up, or forward it to somebody who's interested. We had about, how many scholarship winners did we have for this round?
We had 3 for this cohort, and
Mhm.
3 full. And actually,
Wow, that's
yeah,
amazing.
everyone that applied received something. So
Yeah.
that's like 3 full and another like 10 to 15 like partial. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. And so I think that that feeds into the mantra, the motto that is Laura Land and 3.5 acres yoga, is that there's an opportunity for everyone, right? Like, it doesn't have to be, well, I can't make it financially, so I don't know if I can contribute. But we want to have these individuals in our community, basically, because it is a community, whether it be the junior board community I'm a part of, the board, or the teachers. So hopefully there's still time, right, to sign
Yeah.
up for this weekend. Definitely visit the IG lives that I've done with some of our trainers, and yeah, take a look. Segueing into what's next, we have our Kula yoga event,
Yeah.
which is I would say that this is one of the projects I'm most excited to have been a part of. One of our board members, Patricia, as well as Abby, have really been spearheading the promotional materials, as well as just getting the logistics down of just all of these amazing prizes that we're having. But really, this was birthed from an opportunity that you shared with the board to reach out to yoga studios and communities. Would love to hear from your perspective of why this collaboration is so important to not just 3.5 Acres Yoga, but yoga practitioners as a whole.
Yeah, thanks, Danielle. Yeah, well, like, I feel like when I was growing up in yoga, if I could say that, like, 20 years ago in New York City, like, all the yoga studios had some things like this. Like, each month they would highlight a nonprofit. People would do a lot of support. Part of yoga, the definition of yoga, is service and being in service. And so it's always been like a goal, and in my upbringing in yoga, to like collaborate with yoga studios. We have this nonprofit. We train teachers in trauma sensitivity. We put them out in your community, like helping people in your community. So it seems like, it would be great for all yoga studios to support that. And but it's not always the case. And I'm really, really touched by the enthusiasm of this studio. First of all, Williamsburg, where I lived in 2002 to 2007. So, and now, I mean, the studios that I practice at, they're gone, and now there's new ones, and like Kula, that is so exciting. I mean, we're talking like the hip of the hippest, Williamsburg, yoga shala, like learning directly from the owner, taking class with the owner who's like a yoga legend, and by just this crazy chance lives up here in the country half the week where I live.
Wow.
So we know a lot of the same people up here. So I'm very touched by her generosity. And by the fact that we can offer such a beautiful class, like a really, really kind of like expensive yoga class with a beautiful sound meditation after for people who participate, is like a way to support your own self and like take care of yourself on this on that Sunday, and then also give back to a yoga organization. When you're there doing the practice, feel like hearing her voice and feeling how good the yoga is, you're gonna want to give that to other people, who can't afford it. You're like, I want other people to feel this good. So that's the point of it. You feel good and you help others feel good. And we're just like a little bit nicer to each other, right?
Yes, yes. And I was able to connect with Nikki for a little bit yesterday because I'm hosting an IG Live with her on Thursday, October 12th at 1:30 Eastern Standard, so that we can hear more about her journey through being a yoga practitioner, living in the same Williamsburg that Lara just mentioned, and how much it's changed. And also why partnering with A was so important for her and to her. I think that what has been highlighted is that yoga is not just for one type of person. I think that there is that misconception, and I think that the work that you're doing, that Nikki's doing, of just breaking down those barriers so that individuals are able to attend. Yes, this is a paid event, so it's not one of our free events, but we do have free events, and it's by doing these partnerships that 3.5 Acres Yoga is able to take these donations and have yoga in communities that aren't able to pay for it or
and by
sponsor
the way, like, this is also being zoomed. I just want to like get that out front.
Yes,
I keep
thank
forgetting to
you.
say that. Like, if you can't make it to Williamsburg, we are doing like, it's like a $20 ticket. It's all goes to charity. You can do the class online with us. So there's a huge opportunity there. Like you said, we have membership and networks in DC area, and so I mean, I'm planning to drive down, but if you can't, just like get a ticket, come online for an hour with us.
Yes. Yes, thank you. And also maybe be entered for a raffle for amazing prizes. I'm like, these prizes sound amazing. From your book, from the partnership with Forager, like this is I'm very excited about what the board and the junior board were able to accomplish in this partnership. And